Hello, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone, to Joanna, so my tribe. And today, another fantastic, extraordinary guest. You see, I'm learning. I'm expanding my vocabulary, trying to add new words to my introductions. I'm sorry, Florin. I always speak about you, Manolo, and some people don't know what I'm saying. But today, Florin, also known as Manolo, is joining my tribe. So thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, Joanna. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here with you and looking forward for a nice meeting and conversation. And also, I salute everybody that will watch the recording.
Great, great. Thank you very much. So, Florin, what about short introduction? Maybe you can also explain why do I call you differently?
Yes. Okay. So I'm Florin. My nickname is Manolo because it's a nickname that I received in high school. It's basically short from Manolescu. So it was the Spanish part of my name. And it came from the legendary Spanish supporter with a drum that is called Manolo. And I also met him here in Bucharest during a game a few years ago. And yeah, I'm based in Bucharest, Romania. And I'm very passionate about Agile and about education. That's a short introduction. Maybe what else? Probably I suppose everybody understood that I like football. Uh, so I'm a big fan of football. I'm trying to watch the games when I have time.
Nice, nice. Thank you. So, Florin, do you have any international or cross-country routes?
No, as far as I know, I'm a Romanian 100%. Born and raised here in Bucharest, which is quite not that found these days. A lot of people came from around the country here in Bucharest, so I'm a local. Um, and yeah, half of me is part of the southeast Romania. It's called Muntenia, this region. It's renowned for the wines, actually. So I don't think I have any roots on outside.
I always, maybe it's because of Manolo, I always connect you with Spain and wines. We also have some nice wines in Spain, right?
Yeah, yeah, right. In Spain, in Italy,
Yeah.
also. Probably, I need to deep dive on my genealogical tree to see if I do have some roots. I mean, here in Romania, people are saying that our ancestors are the Romans and the Dacians. So probably Italy, Spain, that area, because as far as I know, I'm also a big history, let's say, fan. I like history. Trajan, who conquered Dacia back in the days, was a Hispanic guy, from what I know. So probably there will be some genes there.
You see, that might be a interesting history, you know. But anyway, let's not talk about it today. How do we say good morning in your language?
In Romanian, good morning is bună dimineața. Or if you are really, let's say, friendly, you say Natsa. It's the short. It's like morning. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And I don't know. In IT, probably we are mostly saying also morning in general. Like 70% of the percent we are speaking English in IT. but this is the morning. So Neața, bună dimineața.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so I already learned something new. Let's start with the topic for today. So, Florin, I've heard that you are bringing something interesting to our conversation.
Yeah, so starting with the pandemic, let's say, I became very interested in team dynamics in general and interactions between team members. Probably because after more than 20 years working on a office-based setup, suddenly I had to switch entirely remote, and it was quite challenging for me, to be honest. And I started to be more interested in how to read the room, to understand the dynamics when you are not in the same office or in the same place. And yeah, that was something that I started to think about. And actually, it was a moment when I became interested. If I can share with you this short story. I was working with a team, and when the lockdown came, we started to have online meetings like everybody. And after some changes in the team during the lockdown, I saw that basically there is a strange harmony suddenly appeared in the team. You know, strange. Everybody was really in sync. Nobody was complaining about anything, and it felt strange for me because it was the first time when that happened. And I started to discuss with people what is happening, and basically I understood that everybody that was a little bit challenging the status quo and trying to improve the things in the team or having healthy conflicts, let's say, left the team. So everybody who remained was like, we don't want to upset anyone. So if someone says something, we will agree. And I was like, why you will do that? I mean, it was something strange. I started to look online what is happening, and I found out about group thinking. And I was like, okay, let's read more about it. And after that, I deep dive in some more things about how to manage this kind of things. So this is how it started basically for me.
Mm-hmm. That's super interesting. So you're saying, that's my interpretation, please correct my understanding if needed, so that you observed a change in the behaviors of the team and you decided to better understand what is happening, right? And I feel, maybe I'm just, reading in between the words, that you were actually worried that there is too much of agreement and too little of constructive conflict, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was a strange harmony,
Mm-hmm.
let's say. Too much agreement. Nobody complained about anything, so it was strange. And I was the scrum master of the team, so I I wanted to see how we can improve. I wanted to see discussions, not necessarily everybody agrees to anything. And because I also observed that they agreed during the meetings, during the retrospectives, for example, but in the discussions that I had one-on-ones, there were some disagreements, let's say. So I was like, why you didn't say that when it was the time? And they were like, okay, I don't want to upset the others, things like that. And yeah, uh, that was the thing that happened there.
Now it reminds me about this idea model of 5 dysfunctions of the team, right? So lack
Right,
of
yeah.
avoiding conflict, lack of constructive conflict is perceived as one of the five dysfunctions of the team. So I'm curious, how did you handle that situation?
Yeah, I need to think about what I did. I started to to change how we run the retrospectives, because it was a new setup for us. Everybody was online, so I started to look for how can I make everybody more safe to speak their minds, to have a discussion, to have healthy conflicts, to came with ideas, not only accepting one idea and that's it. And basically, we started to experiment with different kind of retrospective formats. Um, I was also inspired by some known people online, like Christone, with team retrospectives, and also I read a lot about facilitation techniques that will help our team, and things improved, but it took some time because it was something new for them. Uh, uh, I was lucky because they liked this change. So during the experiments, I was asking for the feedback with them. We switch, let's say, the facilitator. I challenged them to try to be the facilitator during the retrospectives, and after that, I also started to implement with them different facilitation techniques also for some other meetings like the daily Scrum, like the sprint planning, and it was the time when I discovered liberating structures, and it was a game changer for us, at least in that team. Basically, what I tried to do, I tried to make everybody feel safe to speak. It was not easy because some of the people were really introverts, and they preferred just to write their ideas. So of course we used like Miro boards and online tools for this. And yeah, things got better, but there were some other dysfunctions, let's say, that appeared during this period, you know.
Never-ending story, right? Continuous
Yeah,
improvement.
never ending story. Yeah, continuous improvement. So yeah, but we face different dysfunctions, but basically, in an online setup, it was really hard for people to, I don't know, to have trust all the time, especially with the newcomers in the team, because there were changes, and we basically had to start all over again. You know, the 5 stages of Tagma's model started again to discuss how we work and what can we improve in this. Um, but as you say, it's a continuous improvement, and you all the time you need to try to understand what is happening, how the interactions between the team members are, what is happening, to observe how they react, what is the impact of what is happening during the, let's say, the assignments during the sprints, and I think I improved since then. There are some years, but I'm still having challenges with the online setup, because especially when there are a lot of people in the same meeting, is really hard to read everybody to see how they feel.
That's a really, really valuable story and valuable, valuable insight. So, Florin, how would you describe? Did you notice I used your name? I'm learning.
Yeah.
I noticed, and I have to say, like, high five, high five, high five to myself. Uh, how would you describe in a simple words what is team dynamics and why it is important to understand it?
Oh, that's a great question, Joanna. What is team dynamics? I think team dynamics are basically the patterns that you saw in the communication, in the interactions between the team members, how they collaborate, and also how some of the team members are influencing the others. So the unseen forces of influencing and let's say interaction games between them, and not only with them but also with the stakeholders, with the leadership, because those interactions are also important. If you are having healthy interactions, let's say, and we need to see what healthy means in this case, I think that could lead to better outcomes and better performance of the team, because for sure they will feel safe, they will feel really let's say they will have this cohesion between them, and they will try to accomplish the goals they have, basically. um, this is for me dynamics, but I think it's important to have a common goal. I think it's essential actually to have a common goal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Would you say that there are some patterns that are signs of the good dynamics versus some patterns, some observations that indicate, this is not the greatest dynamics ever. This is something that can bring some negative outcomes.
Yeah, I think good dynamics are happening when people are letting the ego at the door,
Okay.
At the virtual or physical door, because of course everybody has an ego, but you need to manage yourself and to try to. It's about how you show up with the team, how you participate actively in those meetings or events or happenings during the collaboration. This is one thing. The second thing, it's about living somehow the same values and behaviors that you are having based on the values, on the common values that you have as a team. And also being vulnerable, not be afraid to be vulnerable, and I like it. I like this English word. It's candor or kindness. Okay, speak with kindness and try to understand everyone. I like it when people like you did. Uh, uh, you actively listening someone, you try to reinforce and to see if you understood what the other said, and reply, not just to give a reply, but to build constructively on what the other person said. Those are, I think, good signs. Some, I don't know, some bad signs, let's say. uh, Bad signs in general. In general, I think there are people which are trying to be leaders, but not necessarily in a natural way, but trying to forcing their leadership, let's say, and showing some, I don't know, some behaviors which are dominant, or trying to dominate everybody in the room, or maybe they have more experience than others and they're trying to show off their experience in front of the others, and their ideas are the greatest. Uh, uh, Not understanding the why behind the work they are doing. They are just focused on delivering things without thinking about what's the why behind, or what is the value behind this. What else? I think, yeah, I think there are a lot, and self-awareness about your weaknesses also. If you are not self-aware about yourself, then you can derail with your behaviors in some ways in which can, I don't know, affect the overall team dynamics. This is what I think of right now, to be honest, but probably there are a lot more things that could be mentioned here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we already talked a little bit how you discovered the topic, how you decided to deep dive. Do you have
Yeah.
any favorite lessons or some kind of mantras that you have learned through this journey?
Basically, I learned that you can't be successful, let's say, with Agile in general, not only Scrum, because we are both professional Scrum trainers, but with any kind of agility, you can't be successful if your interactions are not agile and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is what I understood during those years, because doesn't it's not enough to just, let's say, follow the mechanics and try to implement, I don't know, some kind of framework, or I don't know, methodology or what else. It's all about the humans, and it's all about the interactions between them. It's all about living the values, having common goals, and align your work with a purpose. Uh, and without this, I don't think you can be successful in this kind of endeavor if you try to, I don't know, to be more agile, or to be a high performing team, let's say. This is what I learned, and this is what I observed. And the leadership role is really important. Is really important. So I saw teams. I'm actually working with some teams where, I mean, they are struggling to, I don't know, to improve, but sometimes the leadership come and basically became an impediment for their development, you know. So because they are not willing to change somehow how they behave.
Oh, I hear that we are opening another interesting topic. So, if we say that agility starts with people and the quality of their interactions, then definitely those topics like team dynamics, how to make it healthy, effective, seems like a very important topic, right? Even more important than whether we are following certain method or framework in the really precise way, right? Now, let's talk about leaders. That's the topic that
Yeah.
is quite often very interesting. Why do they, based on what I hear from you, why do they have such huge impact on teams dynamic?
Because in general, uh, when we are talking about agility and leadership, I think the leaders should be able to create the environment for the teams to um, promote, let's say, the healthy relationships and healthy dynamics. They should be enablers of this environment to have trust, to have clear goals, clear responsibilities and roles. I don't know, to help with this continuous improvement mindset that you should have. So if you are trying, let's say, to be more agile, and you are not willing to change your leadership style, whatsoever from whatever reasons, or you are, let's say, stuck in some beliefs, some limiting beliefs that you have, like this is not possible here, it's impossible
Mhm.
here. I heard that very often. This is not possible here. So that's a limiting beliefs. Then they will not be able to create this environment for their teams. So this interdependence between the leaders and the teams in a company, let's say, is really important. Uh, we can discuss about safety, trust. Those are things that you can work hard to gain, but you can lose them really in a bit because some leader could came and say something that destroys or affects this, and you have to start over. But the impact could be really high.
Mhm. Mhm. What I will now play devil's advocate. What
Yeah.
if the leader wants change and is actually willing to embrace agility, experimentation, let's do product discovery, let's get inspired by all those modern practices, tools, and it is the team that they say no.
Yeah, that could be also the case. Yeah, it was. I had an experience with. It was a short one with a team of really experienced people, and I remember vividly that in the first week I met them, and okay, I was okay. Let's see what are the challenges, how we can improve. I was trying to ask some questions to see how they are thinking, and they were like, "Okay, we are really good, so we don't need to improve. We are working very good." The funny part was they are not delivering actually that good. They are missing the goals constantly, like 80% of the time. But they didn't show that. I mean, in their minds, they were all friends. They were all really experienced people, and they are doing great because the atmosphere and the morale was high for them. But uh, that was the hard part for me to open their eyes that they are not doing that great. And they had challenges from the leadership because of that. So yeah, you need to work to challenge the status quo with them, to try to make them understand basically that it's all about how you can address this, let's say, continuous
Mhm.
learning thing, because at some point you hit a plateau. Okay, let's say you are a really good guy, you are really performing, but at some point everybody hits a plateau. So if you are not able to get out of the plateau and move on, then basically at some point you will have a, let's say, mm, weak performance, let's say, as a team and individual. So that that brings a question that I received last week in a live webinar I had. So someone asked me, so if you are an agile coach of a team or a scrum master of a team, and the team really does really great work, so should we fire the agile coach or the scrum master because the team is doing good? I mean, is this the case at some point? And I was like, okay, think about, because I like football, think about a football team, really good, like, I don't know, Real Madrid or some great team. You will fire a coach and they will play alone because they are a great team, or they're winning all the games? No, you still have a coach there to help them improve. So that's also the case with why, uh, as a scrum master and I don't know, coach or something, you need to help the team offer them the opportunities for continuous innovation, improvement, and things like that, and to address those behaviors which are impeding the team to progress. This is how I'm seeing.
Mhm. I really like that metaphor or comparison with football. Yeah, because imagine what would happen if you fired, the coach of this top, performing football teams, right? A lot of people would say,
Yeah,
well, if you are even today, the champion, nobody will guarantee that you will be champion next month or next year, right?
exactly.
Right. So I also love that because it's this metaphor and story reminds me that we are not the only players in the market, right? So we cannot knock to our competitors' door and ask them, hey, tell me all your secrets so that I can prepare, right?
Yeah, and not always the let's say the best product may have the best market share or the biggest market share. So it's all about the entire
Mhm.
ecosystem around the product that you are selling or the services that you are selling. As a team, basically, I think you are selling your knowledge, your know-how somehow in some way. If you are speaking about selling something, so you are providing some services to your customers. You are offering them their value based on your skills and knowledge and things like that. So I guess it's really important if the leadership or the leaders are doing the best efforts to provide you this environment, to be empowered, to have everything that you need to learn to thrive. Let's say, in the end, I think if you are not having the correct behaviors or the healthy interactions, at some point, basically you are basically eliminate yourself from the entire picture. I guess at some point the system will reject you if you are, let's say, the weakest link there and you are not willing to improve at all. The system at some point will reject you and you will be isolated.
That's a really really interesting conversation. So would you say that there is a direct or indirect connection between team dynamics and business results?
Yes, I guess yes. I guess there is a direct connection between team dynamics and the results. I think based on the team dynamics, on all the collaboration patterns and individual interactions, that basically builds together with the beliefs and the values, builds the culture of the team, of the organization. And if you have a learning culture there and a continuous improvement culture there, you will be able to provide your best results there or to improve over time the outcomes of your work. And I think it's quite a direct relationship between those.
So we cannot ignore that, and this topic should be treated seriously, right?
Yeah, I guess yes, I think it's a really serious topic. Basically, I'm always, let's say, surprised about how people are reacting sometimes, during the meetings. I'm trying to understand why they're behaving in some way. And I think we as leaders, we need to have an attention of what is happening within the team. What I like to do in general, because maybe people will have some, I don't know, I didn't invent any, I don't know, exercise or something like that, but I like to use a team canvas exercise at the
Mhm.
beginning when teams are are new, and also after some time to reinforce again the values, the purpose, our goals, to see how the team evolved in time. And I think it's a great exercise. I did it for several times, and the results were really good. Combined with some other exercises, it helped a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So we will put links somewhere here, or we will put a canvas so that you can take a look at that. Maybe you will borrow this idea from Florin.
Yeah, I mean, from the people they created actually, but it was tested. I mean, I tested it, and it works really good.
Nice, nice. Thank you so much. And when you say we leaders, because we've spoken a little bit, do you
Yeah.
mean we leaders, Scrum Masters, Agile coaches, or you mean leader in the sense Agile leader in the organization that is not necessarily a part of the team?
I was thinking about agile leaders in
Mhm.
general, not necessarily part of the team. Uh, Not only the Scrum Masters, but everybody within an organization could be a leader at some point in time. And I think it's about leadership in general, not a specific, let's say, accountabilities or roles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's for every organization that is trying to become agile, no matter whether we are doing Scrum, Kanban, Agile Kata,
Yeah,
Lean product development, whatever we choose.
whatever we choose is really important because it could make a difference. I saw that recently with two teams and a different approach from the leadership. And let's say one team is doing really good and the other team is struggling because lack of support, big egos, and things which are not helping them to, I don't know, to have a direction, let's say. So they lack a lot of things there. And I I was thinking about, okay, what was different between those teams? So there are people which are really experienced in both teams. They have the knowledge, they have anything, everything they need, but they lack support from the leadership, and that's really important from my perspective.
Okay, what does it mean to have support from leadership?
So support from leadership is creating this environment in which you are promoting
Mm-hmm.
openness between members and between everybody involved in developing a product or implementing, I don't know, some project, to have clear goals, clear roles and responsibilities, encourage the innovation, promoting learning
Mm-hmm.
opportunities, give them the space for learning during this time. Also facilitating the decision making, uh, and basically empowering the teams uh, for this. Those are some, let's say, simple strategies that you can use as a leader, but as some other things that are simple just if you put them on paper. It's not that easy, but you need to try to create this environment as a leader. And again, providing them support, I think, is really important, and a lot of I like this word, misalignments. A lot of misalignments are happening because of different expectations and needs, which are not expressed; they are implied often. So I was thinking that that I was thinking about this. Uh, if you didn't say it or you didn't express it, how do I guess? I mean, and this blaming game that is happening. So establishing those, let's say, or discussing about those needs and expectations is really helpful. And again, active listening. Again, it's one of the things that you could start with. Active listening. Uh, I I um, I worked a lot on this topic with me to improve on active listening, and it took me some time, but right now I'm quite happy with my progress in this let's say skill.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for clearing some of my doubt. So, as we already discussed, a lot of aspects related to team dynamics, the importance of right leadership, creating right environment, right? And all those elements. Do you have any proposal for some kind of assessment, reflection? What I can do if I'm listening to our conversation and I belong to a Scrum team? What can I do to make it more transparent? What's happening inside of my team, or what can I do to improve?
Okay, that's a great question. Joanna, the first step that I will do to improve as a team, it will not skip any retrospective opportunity. Reflect a lot of how you are working, how you are interacting, collaborating, how you are doing things there. Uh, I think that will be the first step, and not only doing the retrospective and introspection, but also take some actions that could also be, I don't know, measurable in some way. Um you mentioned something about assessments. Assessments are really context related from my perspective, and I don't think there are assessments that could work for every team or every environment or every company. There are a lot of assessments out there, so you can use, I don't know, Spotify Health Check or some other assessments. There are tons of it. I actually have a website open with a lot of assessment just for me to let's say to be inspired, but a really easy thing that we did with some teams was to ask them during each iteration 4 short questions that could enable us to gauge how the team is feeling and how the individuals are feeling within the team. And there were, I don't know, I don't know the questions by heart, but actually with this we saw some trends about their morale and how their morale is impacted by what is happening during the the sprints and iterations. So you could figure it out. I don't know, any question that could help you to understand better. Or you can use some, I don't know, some assessment that are already available online and see how it works. Um, what else you can do? Yeah, and as a team, support each other. providing help and asking for help when is needed, not necessarily waiting for someone to ask you, do you need help or something like that. And also, I think is really, really important, keep each other accountable about the work that you are doing, about your role in a team. I think this is really, really important. And many people are really afraid about this. uh, because I don't know, there are probably a lot of, I don't know, some people are, I don't know, friends or close friends within the teams because they work for a long time. Some other people, I don't know, they're afraid to ask about the accountability, but it's about keeping uh, accountability, supporting each other, and try to challenge the status quo all the time to see why we're doing this. Ask questions, try to understand, because it's not about just yourself, but it's about the others also. You are a leader if you enable the others to grow, not only you. Okay, so work with you, but work also with the others to help them grow. That could be, I think, some things that someone could use. Is this helpful, Joanna?
It does. And actually, I think we have a very strong statement to gradually finish our conversation.
Oh,
I really liked your last words, last sentences. I like the whole answer, right? But I love this moment when we finish strong, right? So it's not only about you, it's also about others. And having said that, thank you very much, Florin, for that insightful conversation. And I hope that everyone will enjoy listening to it. And I hope to see you in the future.
Thank you, Anna. It was a real pleasure for me to be with you today, and I'm looking forward for next sessions when we'll have time to discuss. Also, hope the people will enjoy our conversation and reach out to us, to Joanna, to me, if you want to, I don't know, to ask more questions, comment, or connect with us on the social media, and we'll be happy to discuss with you. And thank you again. It was really great.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Come back to us anytime and enjoy the rest of your day or night, whatever your current time is. Goodbye.
Bye bye.